this test ahead for you?
We're ready to fight, man. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do at this time of the year, and I think that a lot of the fire and brimstone that we've been through has prepared us for this moment. So I'm super excited for these guys, super excited for the city to go out and put on a show and fight for them.
Your preparation, your practices, film sessions, has anything changed from what we've seen over the past couple weeks for you guys?
Yeah, this is a lot more concentrated and detailed as far as, one opponent. Everything is here. You can't look ahead. You can't do anything. You know what it is you're going to face as far as who's playing pretty much and all of that. So it's a little bit different. It's a 1-game, 7th game type of atmosphere. But yeah, a little bit than your regular season where you don't really have that much time to address some things, but you have to rely on your principles and your staples and different things like that. In a play-in, playoff atmosphere, there are different things that you can focus on.
When you look at Dallas, it's kind of interesting because obviously they've had a ton of change, but then AD missed a huge chunk. He's played 9 games. He just got Gafford and Lively back the last couple of weeks. Is it tough to kind of get an idea of what they want to do with that group when they're just getting used to each other?
Yeah, absolutely, because you there's a way that they probably want to play. Then they don't necessarily have a point guard, so you can't play that way. So it's by committee, hot hand, play through AD. There's a lot of different things that they do, obviously, but they're finding their way at the same time, because when you have injuries, guys are rusty, different things, and it's tough to kind of work them back in. But when they're your main guys, you have to live through the rust as they knock it off.
How does pace play a role in what you guys do tomorrow night on this season?
I mean, for us, it's a staple of what we do and what we want to do. Whether we do it some nights or not, that's a total different thing. But we always want to play fast. We want to get the ball in. We want to move down the floor. We want to collapse the defense and try to find our shooters. So for this, it's what we do and what we want to do.
Are you demanding more from what you've seen over the past few weeks, few games maybe, or have those been playoff-like intensity from what you've witnessed from your team?
I would say so. Yeah, I think that the playoff intensity went up across the board throughout the league as things start to see where you're at, what you're going to do, who you're going to face. Some guys, to Deuce's point, are coming back, and all of a sudden you have to make sure that they get their minutes and maybe even play them some more minutes in situations that they normally wouldn't. But that playoff intensity, once this time of year comes, it ramps up, and it's palpable. You can feel it through the television. If you're in the arena, you certainly can feel it, and if you're on the floor, God bless you.
Did you spend much time looking at how games ended up and just the way 1 through 10, I guess, 1 through 9?
Not totally. I kind of locked in on, I got my guys that are working on certain things, so I don't have to do everything, but I kind of look at everything. So it's, I didn't really pay attention to, what was going on everywhere else. You get caught up in it a little bit because it's fun to watch, but I also have a job to do, so I have to focus on what I need to focus on.
You've been big on that. How do you calm guys down from getting too amped for a situation like this?
I don't really worry about that. The ones that I have to ramp up are the ones that I'm worried about. This one, like, first things first, like, once we get in the game, we can try to calm down. But I think that there is a certain level of a sense of urgency, a physicality, an aggressiveness that is an absolute must. So once you get in there, you kind of see who's who, and you kind of get a vibe for who's calm in the moment, who's excited in the moment. Sometimes you miss the moment and you can't calm yourself down, and other times you find that sweet spot, or you depend on one of your teammates who is like that, and you ride on their energy a little bit.
You mentioned the faceless opponent a lot as how you guys prepared. Does that change at all when you head into like a postseason matchup like this?
Oh yeah, opponent has a face, but when we look in the mirror, we need to always see ourselves, because until we are really definitive on who we are on a night-to-night basis, and we understand it even without me having to coach that part of it, meaning that they do it automatically, and then the coaching part is just kind of shifting and adding nuances to it. Until we get there, we always have to look at ourselves.
I feel like physicality kind of goes up a notch in the playoffs. How do you guys get your guys into that?
going into a fight. If you're not physical, you're gonna get knocked the hell out. So that's really it. I mean, most of our guys have been there before, so you don't really have to explain it. For those that have not been, you don't know it's hot until you touch it. So you got to go in and feel it, and when you do, you'll understand. And that's why it's super important for us to get to these spots. It's not where we want to be, obviously, but we need to experience it, because once you experience it, then now you don't have to go back over it and try to explain it. You know exactly what it is. And when you know what it is, you know that the preparation is different, the focus is different, the conversation is different, the physicality, the attention to detail. Like, you go on and on and on. Everything that is playoff worthy, you have to have all those things in spades. It's a must.
Is that what kind of keeps you, excuse me, these next 2 days of preparation, is that kind of what maybe keeps you up, or your biggest challenge as you kind of navigate getting these guys ready? Is that experience versus maybe the guys that aren't there yet?
No, because it's like, if you have kids, you can tell them, but until they kind of go out on their own and experience it, I can tell you all day that it's going to be physical, but until you walk in there and you get hit, then you understand it. So I'm focusing on details and different stuff so that they're locked into that. The physicality, they'll figure that out as soon as they step on the floor. As soon as they step in the arena and they feel the vibe from our fans, they'll understand that this is a different environment. So you better bring it.
Apologies if I missed it before, but are these US shirts kind of new?
No, we've had them for about a week or maybe
Okay.
2 weeks before we left. Yeah.
What's the messaging there?
It's always us. If it's them or us, it's always us. Twice on Sundays.
Gotcha.
All right.